Hello. Wait a sec. You can hear me, right? Yes, I see. So, welcome to the first Create Together live stream. This is basically the official start of the whole school of the whole school thing. And yeah, this is the beginning of something big, hopefully. Can everyone give me a shout out in the chat, whoever is here right now? I would like to know who's been here from the beginning. Lord Vi and Kilua and Wasim. I just don't know who Lord Vi is right now. Is he a new guy? New watcher? Well, yeah, so today we're going to look at the student submissions. I gave away 20 student memberships like a month ago, just to get this whole thing started, and some of them sent something in. I think we have like 2 or 3 submissions, so we're just gonna work on those, see what we can improve, and after that, I would say we have already started an open source project, like a 3D animated short film. I think after that could be cool to maybe brainstorm a little bit about that and like see where we can take it now that the school here is the my full-time commitment. We can see how to get the production of that one started. Oh nice, Marie's also here. Hey, good to see you. All right, let me just open up this thing here. All right. Oh yeah, if anybody is wondering how to submit stuff for us to look at and improve and work on together, the Patreon is right here. You can get a student membership and then send your stuff in every day and we can help you improve your skills. Alright. So let's go to the student submissions. Alright, I'm gonna share my screen now. Here we go. Wasim says, I think it's actually up to 6 submissions now. Also, I can send more if you would like that. Yeah, man, just send whatever you want feedback on. I'll just work the list through until we've worked on everything. But yeah, today I've checked some of these submissions already. We can definitely work on Adroid's project here. He sent us a whole scene of a gamer room. Then we got a cool little animation here from Cratix. We don't have the project file, but while we're at it, we can just check it out, I guess. Let's just see what he made. Alright, you got some reverse cloth simulation. That's a pretty cool idea. Is that the same simulation 3 times? No, right? It looks slightly different. Yeah. I see some kind of stuttering here in the beginning. I'm not sure if that's the rendering or retiming. Yeah, there's some strange stuttering. Is that only me, or can you guys also see the stuttering of the clothing? Yeah, I like the idea a lot. I guess like what could really improve this was with the animated camera, right? Like if the camera was maybe starting on the table, like looking up onto the clothes falling down, and then we like see really like a close-up of the cloth like folding back together as it hits the table. And then we can like slowly pull out and reveal the whole environment. I think that would improve the whole video a lot already. Yeah, what did you write about this? Sorry, no, it can be better, but this only render took a lot of time. T-T project, personal. Oh yeah, okay, it's a personal project, yes. Yeah, man, I mean, if you could give me the project file, I could try to do some like examples for the camera animation. I mean, lighting-wise, it looks pretty realistic. Like the rendering looks very real. I guess like the denoising, the samples are a bit low, so like the splotchiness is like it makes it look obviously like a render, but lighting and color grading wise, I guess it looks very good. Maybe there could be a little bit more detail on the floor, but then again, like there's so much denoising. Maybe there is detail that I just can't see right now. I see some people have joined the voice chat here. If you're a student member, you can also talk in the live chat. Kratix is one, so you could tell me what your intentions of this was if you would like to. Oh, hey man, I can hear you a little bit, like it's a bit cut off. I guess your connection is not that good right now. And he left. Alright, let's check out the next one. I guess we will check out the ones that I can't, that don't have project files first, and then I'll go into the ones that we can actually touch ourselves. So Wasim sent in this car video. I haven't seen it yet. Let's check it out.
Am I audible?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Hi, good evening, Calver.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for the review. I just came and saw that you were reviewing my. I'm a little bit late. I just got free from the gym. Sorry.
No problem. Did you hear what I say about the camera?
Yes. I heard that. Yeah, I will for sure improve that. I'll consider that for sure. I'll change it.
Cool. I mean, otherwise, like, what's kind of like the thing you wanted to show here? Was it just like to kind of like show the cloth experimentation?
Yeah, actually, I'm learning Blender. I know Houdini, so I did the simulation on Houdini. So I like tried to render it in Blender.
I see. So the simulation is made in Houdini.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, cool. And the thing is, I also like rotated the T-shirt in different angles so that every T-shirt looked different. But I guess it didn't got implemented. You can see the repetitive animation on all three T-shirts.
I see. Okay, but, yeah, I wasn't fully sure if it was really repeating because it kind of looks.
Yeah, see, it's repeating.
Wait, give me a second. There's a storm starting outside. I'll just close the window. 1 second.
Yeah.
Damn, it's a whole apocalypse out there. What were you saying about you try to make them unique, right? But it's still the same simulation?
Yeah, I think I have loaded... actually, the thing is, I just loaded the Alembic. I was having 3-4 Alembics, so I think I have imported the wrong one and put it the render. But I was getting late, so I just uploaded it. Sorry.
I see. No problem. Yeah. It's still cool. I'm just trying to like think how to make it a bit more special. I think with like a close-up camera animation that reveals the whole set could already start really well. But maybe you could like turn this into like some kind of like fake product shot, like where it kind of like frames it really nicely in the corner of the frame, and then to the left where we have like a little bit more space, there's like a logo and text what kind of t-shirt this is or what kind of brand this is.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I mean, I'll play with the camera angle. I mean, the static shot, it looks very dull. So yeah.
Is it like I'm noticing some stuttering here. Is that like from the simulation or is it from the video playback?
No. It's from, I guess it's my render settings. I am not good with the settings of the render. I don't know how Blender's denoise work, man. It removes the detail.
Yeah, the denoiser is if you send me the project file, I can help you set up a denoiser.
I'm just uploading that only.
Nice, okay.
I'm just uploading that. It is quite big because due to that alembic of the simulation. So
alembics can be huge.
Okay.
Alright, I would say we look at Wasim's animation in the meantime. Let's check that out. Ooh, this looks super clean. It's a cool set. Oh, great transition. Nice. I mean, that's a epic little spec commercial. Really, really cool. I like that a lot. There's a few things I could think of improving, but like in general, like especially the beginning, like this logo reveal just feels so premium. It's already, I mean, near perfect. Maybe a little bit of, uh, I mean, depends on the style you're going for, but like for me personally, I would like a little bit of a tiny glow, just a little bit of a lens feeling, I guess, because right now it feels almost too perfect, where it doesn't feel real, but the lighting and shading looks very realistic. So if you want to like make it feel a little bit more real and less graphic design, you could like try to add some slight like glow and a little bit of blur. And I guess like film grain too, but yeah, it depends on what you want this to look like. This environment is also really cool. I could imagine a little bit more detail in the walls. Like it feels, I feel like the walls to left and right and the background, they are the biggest part that make this feel CG to me. Yeah, because everything else is pretty nice. The wheels look a little bit fake to me too still, but I'm not sure why. But then other than that, this looks really good. Especially the car looks like really realistic. And this shot is great. This shot looks, I mean, this shot looks basically photoreal, except for that you can see maybe a little bit of the 3D geometry here in this circle. It looks a bit like, yeah, you can see the, I guess, polygons a little bit. And this transition here, this is a really cool idea for a shot. Yeah, that feels really good, from going from the studio out into the wild. Also, that shot looks really great. You really are good in, I think, separating foreground, middle ground, and background really well. You always have something going on in those three layers, and that's basically a really easy way to give a depth to an image, right? You just got to make sure you have something in the foreground, you have your main element in the middle ground, and then you get a lot of depth in the background. And you have that in almost every shot. Also, this little detail shot here of the leaves being blown away, really cool detail. Really makes it feel real. Yeah, when you're able to like focus on the big things like the established shots of the street, and then like the tiniest details of like leaves being blown around, that really makes a whole scene feel big and real. Yeah, here again, very big foreground. I guess this is the shot that feels most CG to me. This mountain is kind of, I mean, yeah, the trees feel pretty repetitive, kind of like, yeah, like placed by system, I guess. The mountain shader also looks a little bit too uniform. So I guess if you could add more detail, more uniqueness to the mountain, that would help a lot. And the grass in the foreground also feels pretty uniform in that the acid feels repeated. So I guess, yeah, in this shot in general, if you just did more variations, more different assets, more shading differences, it could look much better. The lighting is really nice. Yeah, the lighting is really nice. Though the mountain feels a little flat with this lighting because it's coming from the back. Yeah, it feels a little bit like a cart, I guess, in the background. So it would be interesting to play around with the lighting a little bit more, where you could give the mountain a bit more of a shape. But we would have to try that out. Yeah, this shot is also really cool. I guess this shot, the focus is not perfect, because it starts off really cool, like it completely establishes a new scene. This boat here and the waves behind are really cool. But then I feel like we don't have quite enough time or quite enough focus pulling towards the car here, where it feels, at least to me, natural that I understand that the car is on the bridge now. I think if you gave this shot, if you didn't change anything but the length of the shot, I think you could already help to tell where the car is now. So if you showed it maybe like for 1 second longer, to me it would have felt more natural. But there are also other cool ways to like make the car pop out more. I mean, right now this car's gray. Like a easy way to make it pop out would be to like have it colored, right? Like in contrast to the other cars. So the other cars are like white or gray or black, and then this one would be, I don't know, blue or red or something. That way it would really pop out as soon as it enters the frame. Or if you want to keep it gray, maybe have less cars on the street, at least in the beginning. So we kind of like, or maybe on this side of the street, like this side we can have some, and then on this side maybe if you remove this one, or only had one some later down the road, right? So if the car enters onto the street, it really pops out as a object in motion, in contrast to no motion. Yeah, just a few ideas, maybe. This shot is really cool. Yeah, and then the reveal that it's like available to buy in a car store. Yeah, I think this whole tells like a whole story that a car commercial should tell really well. I guess there's not really like any like emotions yet, except for like the emotions you get while driving a car. And like a lot of, not a lot, but like a few car commercials also like get some emotion in there, but that would be like a whole different vibe, whole different video for like just showing the feeling of driving this car and owning it. I think you did a great job. And this last shot definitely looks CG still to me. I think it's mostly the lighting. Like the sun just feels a little dim, I think. Like if this felt more like a summer day, I think it would feel more realistic to me. This guy here looks pretty real. The guy in the foreground, I guess could look better in different lighting. Yeah. And maybe just a little more focus on the car in the center. I mean, still, like, it still really reads as the focus point of this whole shot. Like, the car in the middle definitely still pulls in my view. So, yeah, it still works. It still works for sure. Maybe something I would change in the set is, like, I would probably remove the fence here. Because it kind of, like, closes this whole area off to the viewer in a subconscious way, I think. Like if there wasn't a gate here, it felt more like something you could go into and then probably like also pay attention to a bit more. So yeah, I would just remove this gate here. Yeah, that's really cool commercial. I mean, this could have also just been a paid job. Almost, yeah. Wait, I got some comments here. I
have uploaded that on Drive. Can I share the link?
Oh yeah, sure.
My Drive.
Just put it into into your submission post here.
Okay.
I'm in the call, by the way. Let me know when you want me to comment on something. Answer. Wasim. Yeah, man. Do you want to just quickly tell me what your goal with this was and if you can work with the feedback I gave?
Yeah. First of all, hello. Hope you're doing good.
Hey, man. Yeah. Thanks for joining.
I'm glad you liked the video. I mean, it's pretty simple video. There is nothing complicated about it. I kind of started this video like months ago when I was still very new to 3D. So I kept it fairly simple. So I'm gonna address all the feedback you gave. First of all the feedback you gave is solid and is definitely valid. I agree with all of it. So first of all, for the logo reveal, I think I actually did not even comp it at all. Like I think it just has noise. That's I was not sure about comping the logo because I was like, okay, for the camera it makes sense to comp it to add glow like a real camera, but for the logo reveal I'm not sure what to do, because it's not a real camera. It's definitely CG and it should be CG, right? So I wasn't sure how to comp it exactly.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't avoid it. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it really depends, as I said. Yeah, like it looks really nice. Like it looks like clean, like it is right now. It looks really good too. So I think it really just depends on the feeling you want to give the viewer in general, right? Like if you want this to feel more haptic and real, I would still comp the logo intro. But if you want it to feel more like extremely premium and almost like a little bit out of this world, I guess no, like having it as clean as this would work work better.
Yeah, I think I should have messed with the glow more to see what it looks like with the glow. Maybe it would have looked better with the light animation. It's very possible. So I should have
maybe.
tried. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can still give it a shot. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the first scene, yeah, I think I agree with the wall thing because now that I think of it, I actually added the wall like 8 months ago. So I was very, very new. So that's probably part of it because I work on this project in like not consistently. So every month I would add something and then I would improve. So it got better with every scene. It got more consistent. For the tires, I think they might look fake because they are very new. At first, I had imperfections on them, but then I showed Kim the video, and he thought that having cleaner tires will make more sense because it's a clean garage. So I'm not sure why it looks fake. Maybe it's the light, maybe it's the way they are posed. But the model itself, I think, is solid. So I'm not sure why it looks fake. The tires.
Maybe it's just that there are so many of them in this shot. Maybe it just feels a little repetitive. Maybe it's not really the tires themselves. Maybe it's just the repetition of them.
Yeah, that's very possible. Maybe they are just too much, and as you can see, it's repetitive. It's 3, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a bit repetitive for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like there's some other geometry back here. Like, what is that?
Oh, okay. I think if I remember correctly, because this series is like the oldest one, I think I added. Okay, so I was working with the 3050 when I made this project, which is a very bad GPU card, and I couldn't afford to have all the tires be high poly, so I used the low poly tires in the background. These tires in the background are low poly.
These
So
are
that's
other
why they,
tires, I see.
yeah. So they're low poly. I completely forgot about it. That they should have changed it once I got my new PC. I completely forgot about it.
I see. Okay, maybe you could try, because these tires being stacked up like this in like little towers, I think make total sense. Like that really feels in place. And also, I guess like when it starts off, and we see just a little bit of the tires, like this looks really realistic. Maybe you should just try to block off the light coming into the back a little bit more. Maybe that would just help.
Yeah, I don't think the light pillars actually light up the tires. I kind of added area lights on the tires to make it look like the pillars are actually lighting it up.
I see. So you kind of faked it to make it work.
Yeah. So I completely could have controlled it more and made it like more subtle, I guess.
See.
But I struggled with lighting the most in all my projects. So that's like my weak point. Lighting is my weak point for sure. I need to work on that more.
Okay, yeah. But like I think like when it comes to camera and storytelling, you are really far already. I think that's definitely a strong.
Yeah, I think that might be because I've been editing for like years as a professional editor, so I have like kind of a bit of a knowledge of how things should look like. So it was a smoother transition when I moved to 3D.
Nice. Yeah, this shot looks really realistic. This shot is really, really good.
Yeah, I agree. This is one of my favorite shots, even though it took like ages to render. And then...
Do you want to maybe... Oh yeah, we've got one question from Kilua. What kind of car rig did you use here?
So for the car, I actually used an add-on called Traffic. It has cars that are already rigged, so I didn't rig the car myself. Because I don't know where to find good quality free car models. I know they exist, but I didn't want to risk it, so I just went for the asset called Traffic.
And they have, I think I've seen
Traffic with Q. Yeah.
PQ, like
that. Yeah. It's really good. It has high quality cars, and it even has sliders. If you want to add dirt, if you want to add lights, it's pretty good.
Nice. I'll just post that in the stream
I recommend anyone doing the car animations. I recommend you guys get this one.
Nice. I think I have like this N-gun thing. I
Yeah, they
all
have a lot
the-
of things. Yeah, they have Botanic, they have Aquatic, they have Memsaver. So you might have used
Botanic
all of them.
I use Botanic a lot myself too. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
very
me too.
useful.
For the environments. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, we have
So
this.
for the leaves, it
Yeah.
was just a cloth simulation.
Ah,
I shrink
glove.
wrap, yeah, I shrink wrapped the road because it was too subdivided, so it was very heavy as a collision. So I added the plane, shrink wrapped it, and then made it collision, and then added the leaves myself like manually, and then just made them a cloth, made them fall, and then added a force field, like a wind, and then animated it with the car, so it looks like the car is blowing the leaves. So that was the process for the leaves.
See, wow, yeah, that's a lot of work for such a small, like, short shot.
Yeah, but it's these small shots that make it feel complete, you know?
Yeah, it's like going from like the big to the small, like having all these different scales really makes it feel heavy, like big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Okay, so for the mountain, I actually really struggled with the mountain. I agree. I don't think it looks good. So I think I used 2-3 models, and then I used the particle system. And for the weight paint, I think I did like a gradient, some kind of gradient. So it goes from a lot of trees on the bottom to very few trees on the top.
Yeah.
And for the shading, I used a vertex paint as an attribute. When you use the tool for the landscape, you have like a eroder. It gives you a lot of vertex paint. So I used one of them as a attribute, and I used 2 different textures. One was, I think, like gray rock, and the other one was like brown ground, like kind of mud. But
Yeah.
I think it still needed more textures. Like I think it should have been 3 separate textures or even 4 to make it look even more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a mountain of that scale almost has like a few different biomes, right? Like it's.
Yeah, right. It has like at least 6 different. I don't know, 6, and it has more variations seed-wise. Like it's not very organized.
Yeah. There's really like we mountains have so much going on.
Yeah, it's actually really hard to recreate a mountain. Like that was one of the hardest things on the project.
Yeah, I can believe that.
This one is easy. This one is kind of easy because the snow one you kind of have. You only need 2 shaders, I think, or like 3 shaders, and you use the vertex paints of the snow thingy. So I think the snowy ones are like the easiest ones.
But also this shape, like this, like really sharp line, and like all.
Oh yeah, that one.
Like such a good shape.
I don't know. Like doing mountains from scratch to make them look very realistic was very hard to me.
Yeah, I believe that. I hope we'll find like a mountain expert among us one day.
I mean, maybe. For now, I don't know. Yeah, that shot needed more work on the mountains, and then this one, I was very confused with what I want. I was very confused with what I want to do. So at first, I had this idea to do a ship and then add the ship wake to it, and then I wanted to switch the focus from the ship wake and the ship to the car.
What is a ship wake?
It's the waves behind the ship. It's like the white thing it leaves. Yeah.
Yes.
And that one, by the way, is an image. If you couldn't tell, it's not simulation. It's basically a plain image that's dragged to the ship.
Yeah. No, that's genius, man. Like most things really are much easier if you just fake it. Like you don't most things you don't need like fully complex, in-depth simulations. Like most of the time you can just like kind of like sculpt it or animate it yourself to look like a simulation. And
yeah, it depends on the camera a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, on the shot type. Yeah.
But yeah, here I could have made the car like appear faster, I guess. Like the zoom in on the road and then it shows the car. Maybe I should have done it earlier. Like maybe the focus shouldn't be a lot on the ship. Like I stayed a lot on the ship. Maybe I should have because I'm not sure how I would adjust the length without ruining the sync. Or maybe
of the music,
I should have.
You mean?
Yeah, with the music, with the beat.
See, yeah. That's
so
difficult.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, so I wasn't sure. I was confused. On the cinematic, I was definitely confused. And I had a lot of it. Yeah, go ahead.
At least it feels to me like the beginning of the shot, it feels really natural, like coming into it, like having enough time to like kind of like get where we are, like get like there's a ship, there's a bridge. I think the beginning timing wise is really good though. Like if you cut it short in the beginning, it could feel a little disorienting.
Yeah, maybe it should have been a cut. Maybe it should have been a cut instead of a zoom in with the FOV. Maybe it should have been a cut.
No.
Okay, so here I think I didn't use much lights other than the HDRI. Obviously, I used lights inside of the showroom, and I had a difficult time making the Nissan car the focus of the shot, because if I zoomed in more, then the Nissan logo on top wouldn't you wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be on the frame because that's how actual Nissan store look like. Like they have this box with the logo on it. So I wanted to emphasize on the fact that I made it like the exact same Nissan store.
It's real. It's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the lights as usual they need a lot of work. This is basically just an HDRI. I think some area lights, but yeah, the light needs work for sure. That's why it looks cheesy for sure. And the gate, I think the texturing on the gate is also not quite good. The way it catches light, it looks CG. The gates.
Yeah, it's very it's got this weird like calculated soft like smooth shading, right?
Yeah,
like
the bevels. Yeah. It's very obvious.
Maybe a way to like make the car pop out a bit more would also be some more edge lighting, right? Where
maybe like a rim lighting or like a spotlight for sure.
Yeah. I'm also thinking if this wall in the center here, if you could just
like
maybe
like
move the whole entrance like in the center and like remove the gate, so it feels like we could really go there, because this focus is so much in the center on the car, and then this wall right underneath it looks very flat and
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Maybe you could just try to remove this whole part.
So the original idea was that a car was gonna enter the Nissan store. Like the gate was gonna open, and then a car was gonna be entering. But then I thought about it, and I think it would be too much for the guy, for the viewer to absorb the message. Like in 1 second, they have to see this guy entering the gate, and they also have to see the Nissan car, and they also have to see the showroom. So I think it will be too complex for no reason. So I kind of kept it simple. But there is a lot can be improved, as you can see for the red, what is it called? The red watery thing. On the street. On the
the fire hydrant.
Yeah, it looks CG a lot. I try to improve it as much as possible, but I think the problem is with the light. That's why it looks CG.
It looks very shiny. Extremely shiny.
Yeah. I try to add imperfections to make it not catch light as much, but it just wouldn't work for some reason. I don't know what I wish I could upload the project file, but they are very heavy. Like if I pack the files, they are insanely heavy. Yeah.
No, I can imagine this every shot in this is like huge with all the assets and textures.
Yeah.
Okay, man. But in general, it's a really, really solid video. I really like it.
Yeah, thank you. But I appreciate the feedback. It's all valid, and it's a lot of stuff that I didn't even caught even when I watched at least 100 times. So this is helpful, and hopefully in the future I improve my I improve especially my lighting, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure you'll keep on improving.
But thank you, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'll move on to the next one. Let's see what else we have here. Porsche. I think I want to move to Adroid's gamer room here now. I already downloaded that. Let me just read what he wrote. I wanted to make a gaming room tour kind of video for this, but couldn't figure out the approach for that. Here's the blend file and a few renders I did for the same. Alright, okay. So I downloaded that already. Just open it up. Cyber game room. Let's open that up. We got some spam here. Promotion for the channel. I think I'll block this. Sorry, man. Okay, let's look at this. Okay. I think I will just look at it rendered already. Let me just make sure I have my correct GPUs activated. Yeah, okay. Let's look at it rendered. Alright, yeah, this looks pretty cool already. I can kind of like immediately feel like there's a little too much light. Like it feels very overlit in some way. Let's look at the animation here already made. Let's see. The Nutella on the desk. Classic. Three Buzz Lightyears. Never can get enough of those. Oh, this shot is very nice of the robot guy. No, this looks really nice. Ah, this shot looks very good. I personally don't like the kind of triangle depth of field that much. It feels a little bit too distracting. Maybe if it wasn't rotating, it would have been a bit better. I don't know. I don't feel like I would miss the triangle at all in this shot. But the kind of like the framing and the rotation around the mic and the light of the mic looks really good. Looks really realistic. Big establishing at the end. Okay, cool. Yeah, this looks pretty nice in general. Like it definitely still feels CG. Like you can definitely tell it's computer generated. There's just like, yeah, a lot of like small things like the texture quality. Like this shot works best because I think the assets are really high quality here and the lighting is also not so over polluted. Like it feels like there's clear light directions coming from here. Like you have a pink light from the right and there's some kind of like turquoise light from the left. So it feels more directed. Wait, let me see again what he wrote about this. Want to make a gaming room tour kind of video. Couldn't figure out the approach for that. Okay, so if you want to do a gaming room tour, let me see again. I guess it would make sense to kind of like tell the room in the way that you would approach it if you were going to game in it, right?
Yeah.
I hear?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
Edward, you're here.
I'm here.
Nice,
I'm here.
nice.
Yeah. I
Nice,
just
nice.
woke up, so I was a little bit quiet. Might be my voice wouldn't be that good.
I see. No, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
fine.
Yeah, maybe you wanna like tell again in your own words what, like, did I understand that correctly? You'd wanna kind of like tell the story of this room, like you wanna show all the details in a way that feels like a room tour?
Yeah, pretty much like just present the room to others. Like how would I like to, present the room to all the viewers? Like all the devices I have in there, like the little books and those Nutella boxes and all the stuff in there. Yeah, pretty much
See.
that.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, I was kind of like trying to figure out a approach to just, I guess, like just editing wise, right? Like what kind of
Yeah.
shots and what sequence would make sense for a room tour like this. I think it would make sense definitely to start with something that's clearly a gaming room, or maybe even start just like just some brainstorming, spitballing ideas here. Maybe just like
Yeah.
start with a little gameplay clip, like an intense gameplay clip of a game that's basically on the screen of the monitor, and then we just like show that for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then the camera pulls out to like show the setup, just like the basic setup. Maybe something like, let's just go in here. Let's go in this scene. Alright, I'm just gonna reuse one of your cameras to try to do that. So maybe something like this could be cool for the beginning, where we are like full frame on the gameplay for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then pulled out pretty quickly to like just like show like a nice framing of the setup, right? Like maybe not too wide, just kind of like this, like just showing the basics. And from there on out, we could kind of like focus on more what was in the first establisher, so maybe like the mouse or the keyboard or the headset. Like the headset shot you had in the beginning was really cool.
Yeah.
So that's just like kind of like added ideas, I guess.
Yeah.
And then from there, probably need to establish something else, or we could move on to other close-ups of stuff we haven't seen yet, like this robot. Like where's like a place with a lot of detail? It seems like the rest is pretty much spread out, right? There's not really like another spot with a lot of different things in one spot.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Pretty
guess
much most of the things are in the table only, and the rest of the room is a bit cleaner.
Okay, I guess then that could maybe make sense to just like do all the close-ups, and then after that just like reveal the whole room, right? Just like having like a whole establisher where we basically see the connection between all those items, where they are placed in 3D space. I think that could be a cool reveal.
Got it.
Yeah, then you could play with a few more like wider shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So like just like edit wise, that could maybe work in a nice way.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Did you do... Okay, you did all the camera animations in one file here, I see. Let me get the timeline in. Okay, so for rendering, you basically switched between the cameras and rendered out the different shots
Oh,
separately?
yes. Yeah, like just putting the markers and assigning different cameras to like different markers. Yeah.
Oh, I see, but that's not in this file here, right?
Oh yeah, I guess now this file is like a month old and it's too messed up.
Okay.
Like pretty messed up. They have the animations, but I guess it's not assigned to markers there.
Yeah.
So it's all messed up.
Okay.
But yeah, all the cameras are in the outliner and they have like particular names of that, like what shot was for that, what thing.
See, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cameras. Cool, yeah, you have kind of like a organization going on here. It's good. Okay. YouTube buttons. What's that? Ah, okay.
This was one of the baddest textures I ever used. I should have put them. I don't know why you use this, but why you use like some kind of psychedelic thing going on here, but yeah, it looked so weird to me.
And the shading is kind of cool, like how reflective it is.
Yeah.
And the glow of the play button itself. All right.
I wanted to go with like some sort of a premium looking like red logo and some kind of diamond red kind of feel. Yeah, I ended up using this psychedelic kind of red.
See. Yeah. I think in general, like when we have these establishers, I feel like there's, as I said, like just a little bit too much light everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I think it would be nice if there was a bit more of light direction where it feels like different parts of the room have their own lighting. I'm just gonna try out a few things here. Maybe something works.
Yeah.
Open up my own workspace layout here. Okay, let's see. Let's see one of the establishers. This is an establisher. Okay. So first, I would try to just turn off the light of the ceiling. Let's see how that would feel. Basically, maybe reducing everything down to the bare minimum, and then see how we can build it up again. Okay, that feels
Actually, it was like a dark purple kind of thing before, and I changed it back to something more lit. I don't know for which shot, but I changed that later.
Okay, but I feel like with the ceiling, I feel like the ceiling really washes everything out a bit too much. I'll just keep it off for now and see what else is possible here. This, yeah, let's see. Okay, now that actually kind of makes like a nice gradient from the top. These things here. Let's see. I feel like these elements here feel a little bit much to me anyways, if I'm being honest. Let's just try. Just want to try how it looks with a few, like some few elements up here. It feels a little empty. I guess the frame in the center is kind of cool. I'll just move these. Maybe they could make center on the right wall here. Just try that. Yeah, what do you think? I feel like the wall back here already, in
Yeah.
general, like this part already has a lot going on. Maybe putting it here above the couch makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, now that logo in center of the Cyberwar is a bit clear and understandable. Not the whole wall. Much better.
I guess there was something. Oh, let me actually just like select all the light sources you placed yourself and just disable them for a moment, see what happens. Okay, they're really just mainly little accents, right? They don't do like the main lighting.
They were mainly for like the close-up of the product shots, like for the robot and the other things I did.
I see. Okay. I feel like a light on the couch could help. Let me just try that. We have a little like spotlight, as if there was like a practical light on the side here shining down onto the couch. Let's just see how that looks. So that. Slightly blue. We'd also catch the table a little bit more, a little bit. Yeah, I think that helps to make the couch have a little bit more dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, let's see. I also want to see what you did with the background here. There's a lot of like light on the wall.
It's actually like a sci-fi texture, and I've animated. I guess I put a driver on the shader of that.
This thing, yeah. I see. I feel like it feels so you animate it in a way where it's like moving. Those stripes.
I guess in this it's not, but in the renders I did put a driver and some sort of movement, like a texture scale and stuff, and the damage factor and detail thing.
Oh wow! Oh, that's a lot of detail. pretty cool texture.
Yeah.
I just feel like the stripes feel a little chaotic, a little distracting. I mean, I like the idea of them, just not sure. I'm just gonna turn them off for now, see where it could lead us. I also just noticed that the light is changing here. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
RGB stripe, right?
Yeah. I did that with the gradient thing. This is the
Mm.
shader itself.
I see here. Yeah, all the colors. It's so funny how just the rainbow became a gamer thing.
Um,
Okay, let's see. Still, the TV, I guess, showed some kind of video clip, right?
oh yeah, I guess the videos doesn't pack with the blend files. It
Yeah, I
just
don't
had the starting stream kind of thing, like a dark theme.
see.
Yeah.
I guess it would be so cool if Blender actually packed videos. I really don't understand why they don't do that. That would be really nice. Okay, I'm just gonna turn it off for now, so it doesn't look confusing to me. Okay. I wish there was. Do you know a way? So like, did you set it up in a way where it's easy to change, kind of like all the RGB strips at once?
Oh yeah, there's just a single texture. You can just select table and yeah.
Oh, this is it.
that's
Okay, I
pretty
see.
much it, yeah.
RGB glow.
That's the
Okay,
same
cool.
texture applied, yeah.
Nice. Okay, I just want to like play around a little bit with like singular colors, see how it looks.
So for the top one, I guess it might be copied and given much like a different speed
Let's see. Okay.
for the room.
Oh yeah, this is 001. Okay, let me just choose the same one for here.
Yeah.
I just want to try out some different colors here. That was pretty cool what you had going there. I mean, it's definitely a lot of colors. Like if you really want to get that gamer vibe, I guess it makes sense. It's just a bit harder to kind of like direct the view with so many different colors happening.
Yeah, true. That's true.
What I want to try, the back wall looks a little dark now, so let's try add maybe just like a light coming from like lighting it up. Let's see how that would look like with area light. It helps a little bit. It gives kind of like the back wall a little bit of gives that shader some stuff to bounce off. I'm just trying to look for a way to like softly light up the back wall without being too obvious. I don't want to light up the side walls, so maybe that. Yeah, I guess that kind of works, right?
Yeah, it looks better. More lit.
Oh yeah, now that we have that, it feels kind of nice to have kind of that, like there's a little bit of a gradient happening from the monitors upwards with this blue light. I think that really helps to like pull the focus towards them. It feels like the monitors are where the action is happening. I think that's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Maybe this would be maybe cool if this couch had a little bit of a different color. Is that possible? Fabric?
Yeah,
Let's
they
see.
have the same texture, I guess. All the parts of the couch, just the cushions have
That's
different ones.
nice. Ah, you can change the color. Okay. Maybe just dark. RGB couch, let's go.
Yeah, everything RGB.
Everything. I guess just a dark couch works a bit better for me personally. Kind of like this.
Yeah.
Gaming cave. Maybe this can be a little bit brighter. Let's see. Let's get some more saturation in these bad boys. That's a lot. Maybe not that much. Okay. Still not super sure about this pattern here. It's just it's kind of cool, but it just feels maybe too big. Like maybe if it had like a, I'll try giving it a different shape. Let's see. I'll just duplicate this and move the duplicate to like a backup folder. I'll just call this old.
So many folders in there.
All the collections. We don't want to load. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make kind of like a little bit of a snake shape. See how that works. It feels a bit better to me personally.
Yeah.
It doesn't take so much attention away now.
Somehow it kind of like directs the eye of the viewer towards the screen, like it's kind of an arrow
Oh yeah, you're right.
directing
Yeah.
towards the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way too. Yeah, okay. At least in this established shot, the PlayStation feels a little bit too frontlit. Ooh. Let's see, that's probably this, right? Yeah, if this was deactivated for the established shot, it would look a bit nicer too. Yeah, I feel like the lights happening here feel a little distracting. It's probably this, right? Ah, yeah. So if we hit this. This too. I'm just building it to look kind of like nice for the establish right now. Blue light is cool, but maybe if it was different. But I mean, the RGB, the colors change around the whole time anyway, so it doesn't really make sense to. Oh, does it? Let's see. I guess the blue's cool. It's just maybe a little bit too saturated. Maybe, or maybe red to oh no, blue works. Yeah, I mean, to me, this feels a little more focused.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it very much looks good so far, especially the signs which you removed off the left and right of the word Cyber Warrior, which is down there. And the snake you made, like with it pointing towards the main screen.
Snake?
Yeah, that pretty much looks good.
Cool, okay.
It just made it like the gradient which you mentioned, like towards the foreground it's a bit darker, and towards the end it's going like more brighter and brighter. So it draws the focus towards the end.
Yeah.
That pretty much feels good.
The gradients really help to pull a focus somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, but I'll save this. I'll send it to you later. Send it back. Okay, we can still check out some of the close-ups, maybe see how they look with the new lighting. Yeah, I mean we could go into every single shot and kind of like figure out how the lighting could look for those, but I think maybe in general I explained a few ideas in the establish the shot well.
Yeah, I get the idea. Yeah, that's got pretty much helped me a lot.
That's nice. How did you create those triangle shapes for depth of field?
I guess it was in the. I did that in DaVinci Resolve or the compositing tab itself.
Ah, okay.
Later, yeah.
I see.
It was at the comp, I guess. Yeah.
I see. All right. Okay, man. Yeah. Is there anything else, like any other kind of questions you have for this project?
I mean, pretty much I was like wanting to know about the lighting and stuff, so yeah, that pretty much cleared all of the doubts I had, and I will give this a try and see what I can make of the feedbacks that you gave. So, yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, nice. Then let me switch over for a moment. Let's see what people wrote. I haven't been reading the comments at all. This makes me want to create a gamers room in Blender so badly. Oh yeah, dude, you should do it. It's like it's really fun to just like create your dream room and then at some day maybe be able to really make it make it a reality. Actually, a lot of my friends build their rooms in Blender first before they start building them. Wasim asks, is it better to have a lot of colors in there or only 2 or 3? Or does it depend on taste entirely? It's really a style question. Like, there's just so many different styles that you can play around with and that the colors work differently in. But, I mean, to me personally, I even like monochromatic styles a lot, where like everything is just one color, like themed around one color. Let's see, monochromatic interior. Yeah, I guess like stuff like this where everything is like in a similar direction of colors, or even this. Like I think monochromatic is really nice. It's like it's pretty simple. You just find a color that you really like and you just spread it through the whole room. I mean, at least I think it's easy. I don't know if it's like if it has some like hidden traps, but I really like it. But then there's of course the famous RGB Gamer interior, which can be directed pretty well, but like even here you see like it's most of the time limited to 2 colors, because when it gets too crazy kind of like this, it's hard to find a focus point for the eye. Like like where do you look at? Like I mean, there's a face, so obviously you look at the face, but other than that, it's really difficult to figure out what to look at. Here it's really nice, like kind of the bright stripe about the desk, like accentuates the shape of the desk and really feels like it's pulling the view. This is also very colorful, but yeah, no, this is not a good picture in general. This is pretty cool. It's like the red being the focus point, and then having that gradient from like the center into purple in all directions. That really helps to focus the view. Yeah, I mean, color-wise, there's a lot of different ways you can approach it, but it's the less colors you use, the easier it is for sure to make something look good. Okay, let's see what other submissions we have. Oh. Right, so got this, we got that. Eric posted a car animation. Let's check it out.
Last century.
kind of satisfying. Oh, there's some cloth glitches happening in the background. Oh, I remember this shot. It's pretty cool, man. Did you try out to put some trees in the back here? I think you tried that at some point, right? Like, or is this like an old render? I definitely like that you start this off with a viewport render in the beginning. It's kind of like a cool touch. I guess for a car commercial it wouldn't make any sense, but for a 3D showcase, I think it's a cool way to pull in the viewer and like showing something familiar, and then kind of like wondering, okay, but what will this turn into, right? The cloth reveal feels pretty cool for the most part. Like the distance between the cloth and the car feels a little strange. I guess it's probably because you need some more stability in the simulation, right? So you increase the collision distance, I think it's called. And yeah, there's some fuckery happening back here, which is not so so satisfying. But yeah, cloth simulation can be really hard, especially if we made it directly in Blender. Like, Blender doesn't have the best cloth solver. Are you in the chat right now, Eric? Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for giving me feedback on my work. Yeah,
For
the cloth simulation is a little bit buggy, especially on the spoiler because it's a little bit sharp. I also wrote in the submission thingy if you can give me a little bit feedback how to maybe do the cloth simulation a little bit better on like some sharp things like the spoiler stuff. But I guess inside Blender it's super hard to do it there.
Yeah, so you did do the cloth simulation directly in Blender, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you use the original mesh for the simulation?
No, I did like a little subdivided or like a little reduced model for that because it was way too heavy and my GPU couldn't handle it. It was really low poly what I used there, and maybe that's like the close a little bit like you said, it's a little bit above the car. The distance between the cloth and the car, it's maybe because the low poly model is a little bit bigger than the original car. And yeah, like the low poly model, there's not really much detail in the spoiler stuff, so maybe the cloth shine through it maybe there. And
yeah, I think it's a simulation setting though, because there's also some distance between the floor and the cloth. It's probably this distance setting. So you basically used the original mesh of the car and then reduced it through a modifier to like have less vertices.
Say it again, please.
Did you use the original mesh of the car and then like created a lower res version through a modifier, through like the Decimate, or how did you do it?
Yeah, through Decimate, I guess. It's a few months ago I did it. I guess I used the original one, decimated it a bit, and I guess I also do it a little manual stuff there to do it a little bit more low poly.
See, yeah.
But yeah, the poly count of the original car is very high.
And,
and since I'm still a little bit a beginner there, I wasn't sure how to do it really well there.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone would struggle with like simulating this with a model like that. I think me personally, I think I would go and actually create a collision mesh from scratch, because like if you just convert this mesh into a low poly version, there's going to be so many mistakes and like little like intersections. Probably what happened back here in the spoiler with the cloth like catching it and like twirling around, right?
Yeah, I guess the low poly version is inside the Blender file. Maybe it's hide it so you can maybe I guess it's a collision Porsche GT2.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, this could be it. Yeah.
And yeah, it's like way bigger than the original car.
Ah, oh, you did it through this remeshing tool, right?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so it's definitely a good starting point. Let's see, wait a second. Ah, okay, yeah, some things are very off.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, this is definitely also bigger. Yeah, I think I would still go with modeling like your own collision mesh, then like starting from a cube and just like doing very big flat shapes around the car and around the detailed parts. Because yeah, cloth. Maybe there's like a different program like Marvelous Design that could work with this kind of geometry in a better way, but for Blender you really have to make sure the collision mesh is as optimized as possible and like doesn't have any mistakes and stuff. It's a bit annoying.
Yeah, since I'm still a huge beginner there, I just try to do it myself somehow. But yeah, for the first project with like cloth simulation, I'm very happy with it. But the little problem at the spoiler there is a little bit not that great. But yeah, happens.
Yeah, I mean in general it looks really satisfying. It's just like those small things that I mean it's most of the time, right? Like if you do something quick, you can get it pretty far already, but like if you want to like get all those small details working, you need to invest so much more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but lighting wise it looks really cool, I think. Like the lighting looks really nice. It's also a very clean look, right? Everything is very reflective. But yeah, the gradients on the background, it just really pulls the direction towards the car in a nice way.
I mean, you can see in the background it's like just the plain studio stuff, but wasn't my focus on there to have like a realistic like garage or something. So I just wanted to test some stuff with a close simulation and not have a real scene there with like a garage or something. But yeah. I'm also pretty happy with the lighting there. I guess it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. I guess something that we could try out to see if let's see. If the distance to the floor from the cloth is actually setting or not.
Yeah, I guess it's a modifier. Because some parts, like the some parts of the spoiler stuff, was like bugging a little bit, and then I just dragged it up a little bit, I guess.
So here, these are the settings for the cloth, right? Self collision, object collision. It's not so far. It should. That should. I mean, the object collision is really low, so it should hit the floor a little closer. Or maybe the floor is enough distance. Thickness. Huh. Not super sure about that. Oh, and what is this? Collision object? What did you use this for?
I guess I just tried different collision models to what would work the best there. So I guess I didn't use that.
Okay. Looks very interesting. I'm wondering how you made this one. Like, how did you get this?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, looks super. It was almost like a shrink wrap. Like you had
it could be
like a sphere around it and then shrink wrapped around it. Yeah, very interesting look. This could be like a render in itself. Yeah, but I guess other than that, the biggest problem is definitely like getting the collision work, and that is just, in my opinion at least, a lot of manual work in creating a collision mesh that is efficient, and that's probably gonna take like 1 or 2 hours, so I don't want to get into it with too much detail, but you know what I mean with that, right? With like modeling it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Do you have any other questions about this project here?
Yeah, the other parts of what I would like have feedback on would be, it's not in the project file there, but like in the scene on the highway. Like we already talked about it, like set design on the road. I tried to edit trees there, but I didn't want to render it again because it took so long. I guess I also rendered it through a render farm. So yeah, I just did it in Blender but didn't render it. But yeah, what could I improve in the set design there, or suggestions on the camera animations, or to do to get the animation more realistic?
Yeah, okay. So I think in general this shot especially feels really satisfying. It's also, like, to me at least, it also fits well with the shot coming before that, because when you shot me the shot earlier, it felt a little minimalistic, right? A little, to me, unrealistic, because there wasn't a lot of environment happening. But in context with this shot, with like kind of establishing the style of being like really minimalistic here, I think having a more minimalistic environment actually works well. It's like a whole concept, right? Those two shots together. I just think to make it feel more realistic, still more grounded, would add like a little bit of camera jitter, right? Just like very slight jittering, right? Like
Yeah.
super slight, but just so it feels like the camera is on a car, like just like
Yeah, I guess
air
the camera
around
movement
it.
I have there is too smooth.
Yeah. If you want to make it feel more realistic, you should definitely add a few more variations of camera shake in small scales. And maybe even, I mean, yeah, it really depends on the style, because like, as I said, you established kind of this like minimalistic, beautiful version in the beginning. So I appreciate that continuing here too. It doesn't feel too chaotic. So let me just think if there's something that could stay in the style but still make it feel more realistic. This shot here feels definitely CG to me.
Yeah, that's also the shot that I don't like the most there.
Yeah. So yeah, this is great. I think it's also the smooth beginning and smooth ending, right? As soon as the shot starts, it starts accelerating from like stationary, and then it stops also perfectly stationary. So if you if you change the interpolation of those keyframes to linear instead of Bezier or automatic, the cut would just feel more natural, because it doesn't start and end in a perfectly still pose. And also looking down this tunnel feels a little weird. Maybe if the back of the tunnel was darker, it would feel better, because then the focus would still be more on the car. Because that's what's happening. I feel like that's what's happening in the beginning too. Like the back of the tunnel is darker than the front, so we naturally look more to the front and to the car.
Yeah, at the end of the tunnel, I worked with like some smoke stuff in the compositing, so it's a little bit darker there, but I didn't do it at the other end of the tunnel there.
I see. Yeah. If you did, if it was darker here too, it would definitely help to pull in the focus. Samya suggested something. If you look from inside of the tunnel towards outside, it looks like a funnel. Do you know what that means? Towards outside, it looks like a funnel. I'm not sure what that means, Samya. This close up here is also really nice. It's just a bit short, I guess, for me in the edit.
Yeah.
It looks very nice. And then you just show these are the same shots, right? These are these different
I
shots?
used them a little bit more. It's not a complete commercial, like I said at the beginning. It was like a little test project there, but yeah, that's why I reused some scenes and just cut it on the music there.
Let's see. Oh damn! I just see my webcam lost its Frame. What happened? Did my... Oh no, this is still connected. Wait, let me just switch around real quick. Maybe I can fix it. Talk. Desktop. Where's my beautiful webcam frame?
Did you hide it in OBS?
I think my hard drive disconnected for a moment, so now it's not finding it anymore. Wait a second, I think. Oh no, it's because of Google Drive. My Google Drive is not active. One sec. I'll just play the animation in the meantime. Yeah, my Google Drive got disconnected. That's why it's not showing it anymore. Okay, reconnecting. Oh, and we're back. All right. We got the cool frame back.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't work that much in the last months on 3D stuff, so I'm looking forward to your 3D beginner class in Blender. And then
Nice.
maybe I learn some new stuff and will work on some 3D projects then again.
Yeah, dude. I mean, to me at least, you don't like the stuff you do. It's not a complete beginner. Like you're already a little
Yeah,
advanced.
I mean,
So
I mean, I don't have any clue from like modeling or stuff. I just directly started into like getting some assets and just animated them. So the basics, I don't have the basics yet. I just when I have
see,
a
I
problem,
see.
I search how to solve the problem and not start from the beginning. Like
I see. Okay. I mean, this is also kind of like the way that I learned everything. Just like wanting to try to do a whole short film, and then just like learning all the different
Yeah.
things afterwards.
yeah, I mean, when I
definitely.
learned like from a course or from a tutorial, like how you start learning Blender, then you learn a bunch of stuff and you forget it because you haven't or you don't have to use it in some projects. And I guess it's the best when you like just start doing something, and if you have a problem, you search for that, and then you note. Yeah, you just use it there, and then you don't forget it anymore, because when you learn it like at the beginning, you just forget it, and you have to search for it again later if you have the problem again.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to learn, but I think it's definitely a good idea to, when you start to learn something, to have like really good mentors for the basics, right? To like really have like a good course or a good tutorial series to like get you started properly, because it can, at least that's what happened to me a lot. Like I just like learned everything very chaotically, and like just by clicking around and doing it, and then I built kind of like a workflow that's pretty unoptimal, and then afterwards just like I learned that, oh, there's a better way, but then you have to like reorganize your whole way of thinking to like do it in the way that you're supposed to.
Yeah, that's also true.
But I guess for you then probably the most interesting part will be the open source projects, where we will all create something together, like the short film, right? I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward what I can help there.
Yeah, let's get that started soon.
All right. Thank you for your feedback.
For sure. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'll have a look at the other things we got. Marie sent in character sculpt. Let's read what she needs. Hi, thank you for your feedback. I'm making this Stylus 3D character by following YouTube tutorial, and when I was retopologizing, I separated the mesh and of the hand and head, and might have applied shrink wrap and subdivision surface to the retopology meshes separately and with different values. I want to know if there's a way to fix the root topology without having to do it all over again, and wish to get tips and ideas on how to do a proper root topology process. Thanks in advance. All right, okay. I gotta say, from the beginning, I'm not a super good modeler. Like, I know the basics, but when it comes to sculpting and modeling, I'm not an expert. Like, I'm looking into building a workshop with some friends that I have that are really good in this, so you can learn that in the future much better. But I'll have a look at the file and see if I can find anything. Let's see. Zelda. I also see, Samia, you posted a reference. Well, let's look at that real quick before we go into something completely new. Here we go. If this makes sense here, but this kind of funnel effect, like where the end of the tunnel seems a bit smaller and real, would have given a bit more depth. Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah. So basically, Eric would have needed to extend the tunnel in the other direction, right? Yeah, I think you're right. That would definitely have helped to improve the shots. Yes. Okay, so we have Maria's Zelda model here. Not Maria, Marie, sorry. Okay, so first of all, are the normals inverted here? I think so. If you want to have the normals in the correct direction, like this, like normals in some view modes are not visible from one direction. So you want to make sure that they are facing the right direction. So go into the edit mode, select all of them, and then with Alt-N, you can get the normal menu. And then in this case, we can just flip them. But also the recalculate outside works pretty well most of the time. Yeah, that just automatically looks for like inconsistencies in normal and flips them around. There's also some stuff happening here. What is this? We can look through the skull, to the eyes, onto the ears. Oh. Oh, this is the shrink wrap you were talking about, I see. Oh, this looks strange. Looks very trippy. Alright. So let's see again, what was the problem here? Topologizing separated the mesh and the hand and the head, and might have applied shrink wrap and subdivision surface to the topology meshes separately and with different values. Okay, I'm not... Wait, so is this the original sculpt? So I'm guessing this is the original sculpt with like the separated hands. And you want to get them back together? I'm really not that sure how to do that. I think we need to contact one of our modeling masters to give you some assistance on this. Yeah, sorry about that. We'll get some help later for you. Oh wait, you're in the chat right now. Let's see. I cannot join the hand and the rest of the body together. The hand and the rest of the body. Okay, so I've got an idea for that. Let's see how that works. So I'm not sure what this shrink wrap is, so I'll just hide that for now. Because these are already like models with volume, so we could use booleans to merge them, right? It's not going to be pretty, but the geometry is already sculpt based, so at least we could join them, and then you have one object that you could sculpt over. For that, I guess the easiest way is to just like go in edit mode, select everything, and with P we can separate by loose parts. That way we like get all the objects that are not connected to each other as separate objects. And then we can select the one that should be connected to the original mesh first, and then the original mesh. And then, depending if I have the bool tool. Do I have the bool tool enabled? Yes. Okay, let me just show you. The bool tool is really useful. You can do the... Okay, I'll show you the manual way first. You go to the original mesh, add the modifier boolean, and then you can select the hand, and then instead of difference, which you see, it kind of like cuts the part of the hand out of the mesh, you can use union. And that way, it's like one mesh, so it's connected with each other. Maybe this would already solve your problem. Let me know in the chat if this is kind of what you were looking for. But I will show you the more automated way with the bool tool right now, since it's much quicker. So let's go to add-ons and look for bool tool. Yeah, that's it. So you just want to make sure that you have the bool tool enabled. And then very easy, you select the original mesh first, and then the one you want to connect it to. Let's just quickly see which one is the correct one. Union. Yeah, union is the right one. Okay, but we want to apply it directly. So Control Shift and plus joins them. Let's do that with all the meshes. Control Shift and plus. So this, I think we can also do it with multiple at once. Control Shift and plus. Oh no, that didn't work. Let's try it one by one. Yeah, that worked. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, so I guess wait, what's happening? Okay, so we gotta do this one manually. So I just didn't apply it directly. I just did it as a modifier, and then we can move it in a position where it actually works. Like kind of like here, and then we just apply this, and we can remove the original. Okay, and then the eyes. I think the eyes I would just keep as separate objects, since you wanna, most of the time you also wanna rotate them. But if you want to join them with the skull, you know how to do it now. And then I will also join this with the body. Nice, worked. Is there anything else? No, it's only the eyes. Okay. So I'll just parent the eyes with the body. There's a little problem here. I see. This little vertex here. It's a little off. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's how I would do this. I'm not super sure if this solves your problem, but at least you have like a fully contained mesh now that's that has like a real volume. So like the hands are connected with the arm, the head goes directly into the torso. So yeah, I hope this fixed it for you. Let me know if there's anything else you need to know for this. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Jan? Ah yeah, Jan made a cool little comp shot where he's holding a little flame.
Since I grew up,
yeah, it's actually a teaser for a song he's gonna release.
I see the world going up in flames.
The song sounds very tight, very cool sound design, as always. But he asked for how to improve the fire to make it look more realistic. Let's turn the music off for now. To me right now, the fire looks a little bit too dim, even though it's daylight. Like I would need to look at some reference to be sure that I'm not mistaken here. So let's see. Daylight fire. Let's just see how that looks. Okay, it looks pretty saturated here too. So maybe he's already on a good track there. Marie says, sorry, I did not know how to speak out loud. Next time I'll watch a tutorial on how to speak. Oh, it should. We can try it out later if you're still in Discord after the call. I can maybe help you to like get your voice working in Discord. But yeah, did I answer everything you needed? Let's see. Yeah, I guess this fire is really saturated. Like if we look at Jan's fire here, it's actually not that far off. No, it's actually pretty spot on. Oh, on Twitch? Marie, we can talk directly over Discord, like in the Discord channel. On Twitch, you can't really do voice calls. Okay, let's see. I'm just trying to like look at reference and him, and it's honestly it looks pretty good. Like I'm a little bit confused by the kind of like haziness that's happening here. That is brightening up his t-shirt. I think that can be done in a bit better way. Yeah, but other than that, it looks pretty cool. I would like to do my own approach in this, like kind of like show how I would comp it in Fusion. But yeah, Jan, I think you did a pretty good job. I think some more light, like flickering on your face could be cool, because like people look at faces anyways, and if we had a little bit of light flicker from the flame on your face, I think that would connect it, make it feel real, much better. Yeah, but yes, I'll come back to this as soon as you send the project files. Let's see. There's a new post, it says, but I don't think it's true. Oh, there is. Wasim posted a Omen cinematic. Alright, let's check that out. Did you write anything about this? A Valorant Ambergen cinematic test. Alright, let's check it out. That's a nice tornado. Yeah, definitely like the speed of this smoke simulation. Feels very powerful. It feels like the entrance point of the smoke feels a little off. I guess it feels a little too geometric. It almost feels like it's like a invisible tube where it comes out. So I guess it would be cooler if it's materialized a little more from the inside instead of like coming out from an invisible tube. But the movement of the smoke is really cool. The lighting of the character is pretty cool, even though I think he could use a little bit of an edge on the left side here. And the background is a little too bright and maybe too uniformly lit. Like if it was maybe like half as bright and there were a few like shadows casted on these white walls, it would feel better. It would look better. Yeah, same in the beginning here. It's very uniformly lit. I think the smoke itself looks pretty good with the light, but also I think the shape of the smoke could be improved a little bit. Maybe also by having a little bit more of backlight instead of front light. And something that could feel cool would be if the light here, the light of the character, would flicker in even a bit more intensely. Like if it wasn't kind of like half visible the whole time, but maybe like there's nothing visible at first and then the eyes like pop in like really brightly for like a second, turn off again, and then when the smoke falls down we fully reveal him, like we really see him. Yeah, that's what I can think of right now. The camera push-in, I mean, that we come out of the wall to reveal something is happening is also a cool idea. I think that works well. Pushing past this crate in the beginning as a foreground element is also cool. The camera crash-in feels... It's cool, but I feel like it should have more impact. because it's such a quick movement, but it doesn't feel as impactful as it should. Maybe if there was, I think you're doing a zoom in, right? The camera's zooming in. At least if there was like a little bit of camera shake when it lands on him, it would feel more realistic. So it feels very digital and perfect how the zoom in is right now. Yeah. And maybe even like when the camera stops, when it crashes on him, like that could be a cool moment to like have the lights glow up and maybe even have like a style, like an impact frame. That could actually be really cool to just like have a little impact frame of his silhouette against the black background. So just like kind of like him as a white silhouette as in front of a black background, and then some like one black frame before that and one white frame after that. Could be cool to like make the landing feel even more impactful. Yeah, I think that's my feedback on that. Nice. Okay, so yeah, we went through the submissions for today. I'll be like every time I give feedback on anything like this after the stream ended, I'll send the time code to the part where I commented it on your submission into here, so you can look into it and like listen to it in your own time again and again. So yeah, we have 10 more minutes left to do something for today. Let me just switch over to the talk mode for a moment. I would like if anyone has questions, just like in general about this school or how the training, how the classes are going to happen, like just any kind of questions. I'm happy to answer now since this is the first day and there's probably still a lot of open questions and a lot of things we are figuring out over time.
I have a question, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's not about exactly what you just asked, but you remember the car video, the advertisement? There was one thing that you mentioned that I forgot to comment on, and I don't know how to fix it. So if you remember the mountain, the light on the mountain,
Yeah.
where it should be brighter on the right side because there is the sun, and then it should be darker on the left side. How would you make the left side darker? Because I added an area light on the right side to make it look like the sun is actually lighting up that part of the mountain, but the left part, how do I make it darker in Blender? How would you do it?
Yeah, I would personally create a big plane. Wait, I'll just start Blender and show you. I do that all the time. You can just like create big invisible planes that just cast shadows and nothing else. Let me switch to the desktop here. So yeah, so basically, let's just do a render mode here. Okay, so basically I just like create a plane like this, and I assign it an emission material and just make that black, and then you can in the object properties. Was it our shading? No. Visibility. You can just disable camera, and that way it won't be visible for the camera. You can still cast shadows with it. And if
I see.
And if you just put that around the left side of the mountain, you should be able to just like have less light hit it from like either bounce light or whatever. So just like give it more shadow.
Oh man, I wish I knew this. It would have added a lot to that scene. Like I tried to make it as dark, but I didn't know how to do it. And even when I looked it up in Google, I just didn't know how to describe the thingy.
Yeah. No, this is like honestly like placing a kind of like shadow blockers, like kind of like light blockers like this is just as important as placing the light sources themselves.
Oh yeah, I didn't know about this at all. I didn't think it was possible. I see. Yeah, thank you, man. It's actually really helpful.
For sure, man. For sure. I wish this was like this is such a useful feature. I wish we could do this in real life too. It's just like to just place big like light blockers somewhere without seeing them. Yeah, it's so
for the
useful.
comment cinematic, I just remembered you talked about the shadows, casting the shadows on the wall, casting the shadows on the bricks. Do you just add like any object behind the camera so it casts the shadows? Like for example, after I set up the cameras and stuff, in order to cast shadows, do you add like random objects behind the camera to give it that illusion?
Yeah. Most of the time, I personally really just use any random object that kind of like creates a shadow shape that I want for this. That's not really. It doesn't need to be too complicated, yeah, because shadows, they are like can be very diffuse and chaotic anyways, just to get some kind of shape in there, right? So yeah, you don't have to be too specific about that. But there's also a cool add-on that kind of like helps with the process too. I mean, well, let me link you to that real quick. Market. It's not actually for creating shadows, it's more for like unifying creating light and shadows. So it's like creating a light source that casts a shadow with it. Yeah, it's this Gobo. There's a lot of different versions, but it's basically light objects that already have a built-in shadow. So you would save a little bit of render time and setup if you use systems like this. But you don't really need to use this. Like you can totally just place whatever object in front of a light source and make it look like this.
Yeah, I mean, I will take a look at the demo and like the tutorials. If it's really like what I need, then I will just get it. If it's something that I can do myself easily, then I will just do it myself. I will take a look on this. I didn't know this existed even.
For sure, yeah. Happy that I could point you in the right direction.
Yeah, but thank you. This helps a lot. This already answered one of my questions.
Nice. Alright, our Kartik had to leave. Thanks for your feedback on my work. I'll work on that. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, we're almost finished anyways. It's just 7 minutes left, and I think if there's no more questions by anyone, I would also just like end it a little earlier today. Oh, maybe something I could talk about was I was thinking of creating kind of like a learning plan and like a self-check or like a kind of like a checklist that the students themselves can work through, and that I can also check in on so I can see how far they are. And I started building that, but it was really a struggle for me to like figure out what exactly I wanted to have on that checklist. I can like figure out what are the important things that everyone should learn, because like my main goal with Soul School was to have like a mentoring system, right, where it feels more personal and you get your personal questions answered instead of learning a pre-made course or anything like that. And like being really individual and like helpful for all individuals. So creating kind of this like task structure felt a little counterproductive, and I decided for now to just like kind of like keep track of every student on what they're doing, how they are improving, and what their strengths and weaknesses are, what their interests are. Like I'll keep notes for myself in the document about all that stuff, and just make sure that everyone kind of like develops and like keeps doing stuff to improve. So yeah, there's probably not going to be any kind of pre-made learning plan, because I want to make it more individual. But if it's making more sense down the line, when we have more people and I can't really keep track of that much, I'll rethink that. But for now, everything is going to be very, always evolving and always communicating, you know? So yeah, I think that is it for now. I'll be seeing everyone tomorrow again. To maybe there's some new stuff being sent in that we can review and work on. Otherwise, tomorrow we will start doing some stuff for the open source project. And also tomorrow, there's going to be the first new tool Tuesday. And on New Tool Tuesday, I want to learn a new tool with everyone together. So something completely new, like some niche open source software. And we're going to do that 1 hour before the Create Together stream. So yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone over there. And have a good night. Thank you for coming by. Bye-bye.